makes her way to the shoreline, waddling to the water's edge to dip the tiniest of toes into the darkness. She remembers this place, having said goodbye to her father just days prior, expecting to welcome him home with open arms as they have done many times before. Over the days, weeks, and months, the feelings of hope turn to loss, and the reality of the separation grows with her. The journey to the shoreline becomes a painful reminder of separation and abandonment, and this association calls her away from the water. Inside, even home feels empty. The worn flooring at the foot of her bed from where her father bent the knee to pray over her each night now fades through time and evaporates with the memory of her father. Home is quiet, absent of his heavy footsteps and baritone voice. She forgets the words of his lullabies, but tries to remember the sound of his love. Sleep is what she longs for the most. In her dreams, she is with him again. She awakes in her fantasy lying in her father's arms, looking up at him, drawing a slight cackle in remembrance. It is the only time she feels his warmth, hears his voice, and sees his love. Months turn into seasons, seasons into a year. She finds it difficult to recall her father, even now in her dreams. She begins to live her life as her dad had instructed, with a servant's heart and a love for others. The voice began in the autumn's eve. It started with a whisper that came across the surface of the ocean. It now begins to wake her each morning and haunts her dreams. In desperation, she searches the home to find the source of the sound, uncovering a cellar that had been hidden from overgrowth. Clearing the way, she finds it easy to open and embarks on her descent into the darkness. She hears the voice one final time, coming from an old war chest that was moonlit from the cellar's opening. She kneels and opens the compartment, uncovering a shield and a sword with an unfamiliar crest engraved in both the sword's hilt and face of the shield. It feels right. Her hand makes purchase securing the sword. Her forearm bears the weight of the shield. Just as she turns to egress, the silhouette of her mother standing at the top of the cellar casts a shadow within the room. Noticing the vulnerability in her mother's stare, it was clear to her now that the crest engravings were not of her father's coat of arms, but of her mother's apparent service to the shield maidens. As she ascends the stairs and bypasses her mother, the night seems to stun her, drawing her to the shoreline. Time and place freeze in this moment. The details of her peripheral begin to fade, yielding a single purpose: to traverse the beach. Locked in a trance, she drops the sword and the shield, staring at the same horizon she looked upon months ago. The darkness of the night seemed blacker than most, the sounds of the sea too silent to boast. She walks the beach with curiosity so grand, a shadowy phantom clutches her hand. She spins on a foot, pulling her hand from the other. She beholds no being, no maiden, no brother. Looking down at her hand, she sees marks left burning, the same purple glow she sees from the ocean's turning. The sea spray suspends in an otherworldly state. She now sees what came of her father's fate. A ghostly man left standing with spectral maidens and men. He mutters her name. He calls out to his Evelyn.